And welcome back. Listen, we're going to talk a little bit about innovation. I happen to be in town with my impact partner, Ed Davis, and we have various conversations. We talk about a lot of different things. And one of the things that struck me was innovation, the way the world is going right now. So one of the things I want to do, I want to toss it over to my partner, Ed. And before I do that, I'm just going to set the table. You and I, we've been around for a while, and we've noticed a couple of things throughout history. Remember the record? Then it turned into a CD, a tape. You had a record, you had a tape, then you had a CD, and now we got MP3. That right there is innovation. Let's not even talk about cell phone. Okay, where did that start?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So innovation is a freight train. You can't stop it. It's going to innovate. You either innovate or you get ran over. A couple of things that struck me before we really kind of break this down a little bit is the largest taxi service doesn't have any taxis.
Interesting.
It's called Uber. The largest hotel chain doesn't have any rooms. It's Airbnb. You see where I'm going with here? All that is an idea of innovation, and that is where the world is going. I mean, even retail, we know, if you've been looking at the news, we know that a lot of retailers have been hammered because the largest retailer doesn't have a store. It's Amazon.
Exactly.
You know, so on and so forth. And right before we even turned on the camera, we were talking about another innovation. Largest movie company doesn't have a theater, doesn't have any retail stores. It's Netflix. And who suffered from that were places like Hollywood Video and Blockbuster Video because they would not innovate. So share with some of our impact players out there just some of your thoughts on innovation.
Well, I'm glad you asked it again, because we know that if you don't innovate, you will go to where the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
A great example of that, and we actually mentioned this in the book C4, the company Kodak.
Mm-hmm.
They captured memories, and they were known around the world for capturing those memories. They were this mega giant that thought that they were unstoppable and they would never not exist. However, they ended up filing for bankruptcy, or a fraction of the company they were before, because of digital photography. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you can now take really, really great pictures from your phone. The interesting thing about it is they already had the technology.
Yeah.
They just did not understand or foresee how much it would disrupt the industry.
Yeah.
So they had an opportunity to capitalize. They took it for granted that this is some small little fad. Nobody's gonna ever, take pictures on their phone and blah blah blah. And now they don't exist. So instead of having a Kodak moment, Kodak missed its moment.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So we know that innovation is essential.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of tools and a whole lot of technology out there right now that really makes your business run much more efficiently as well. And so it's really about always doing your homework, always staying ahead of the game, reading, researching, to make sure that you understand the latest innovations and what that can mean for your industry, for your company, more so in terms of helping your company to grow and not cause you to fall behind.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more. I mean, and a lot of that helps with a collaboration. That's why, you and I, we work together and stuff, because you want to leverage some of the technologies you're speaking of, leverage some of the technologies and stuff like that. I mean, like you and I, we do conference calls. We can do GoToMeeting. If we have to get on the phone with a lot of people, we can do a GoToMeeting. We can do a webinar, just leveraging that things. But that's just innovating. Before you had GoToMeeting and all that, you had to get on a plane and go to wherever you're having your meeting. You got to go there.
Yeah, you got to go to meeting. You have to go to the meeting.
Exactly, But innovation, and I agree with what you're saying. It's like it's the way of the dinosaur. If you don't innovate, you cannot just have an old-fashioned mindset like, nope. Well, this is how we've always been doing it, and this is how we're always going to do it. I mean, think about you and I, we dabble in investments and stuff. I mean, one of the fastest growing brokerage houses doesn't have a brokerage house per se, with like Robinhood. You get, you have those Fishers and you have some of these other the big brokerage houses out there, whatever. And a small innovative company, are now managing multi hundreds of millions of dollars. and they don't even have a brokerage house.
Right.
You know, again, innovation, and I just think people, you know, you gotta stay ahead of that curve, and the best place to be is the one who is doing the innovating.
I agree.
Go ahead.
No doubt. So just to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, you have to also just, I mean, you can look at so many industries and look at this.
Sure.
I mean, it's overwhelming,
Yeah.
like the amount of innovation that's taking place,
Yeah.
and how often it's putting these conglomerates out of business because they don't have the foresight. And again, Amazon is a great example. You know, brick and mortar bookstores almost don't exist anymore,
Right.
because they couldn't compete, and they took too long to figure it out and to go online. To try and get in and capture that market. But then you have other companies like, you know, again, we're not trying to advertise for anybody, but you know, Salesforce. You know, a long time ago, you had to track your sales and what that meant coming through the pipeline of your business through, you know, Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah.
The learning curve was steep. You know, it's a whole lot of functionality that most people don't even know how to use.
Right.
And so it really made the task a whole lot more tedious, time consuming, and there was a lot of overlap in the,
Yeah.
you know, in terms of how often tasks were kind of repeated.
Talk about
But now you have systems like Salesforce that just streamlines processes, allows for you to customize it in such a way that it fits your business, and the functionality allows you to track everything efficiently and effectively.
Absolutely.
And it's taking over.
I'll talk about it, because you know what, you introduced me. I heard of it, but you really introduced me to another little innovation, Square. Talk about that. I mean, the small guy, the little guy, you know, you have your POS system right there, and it's just something that was just innovative. I used to have a brick and mortar too, because I was real big in comic books and stuff like that, so I had a little comic book store and all that. But again, my point of sale system, I had to get that. My register, I had to do that, and I had to keep up with it. And I actually had an account. It was an account on that, because you had to lease that stuff, lease your credit card machine and all that. And you know, and I know you owned a tax business before and all that, and it's just, innovation is just right in front of us all the time, and you got to grab hold or get left behind. I remember it was like that, and you were talking about a lot of these big companies, you know, shutting down. I mean, where's Radio Shack? Where's Blockbuster Video? You know, all these places that are just shutting down. You remember Best Buy's biggest competitor used to be Circuit City. They're gone.
I almost couldn't remember, because that's how long. Yeah,
that's how long ago.
Yeah,
you got to innovate, you know, and. If you don't, I mean, you really got to just have that mindset of, you know, okay, what's going on, what's next, find that need, and try to jump out in front of that need. You know, you want to be the innovator, but you also want to use these innovations so you can stay in the game. That's the secret of staying in the game. Innovating is the secret to staying in the game. But I'm gonna let you finish that up, man.
I just want to again, kind of piggyback and add to that as we kind of close, just to remind people that change is good.
Yeah. Sure.
The main thing that causes companies to be left behind is that they're afraid of change, or they think that what they have is working so well that it's going to always work the same way. And again, not taking into consideration what they call disruptive technology and these innovations. And so it's only those who stay on top of those innovations, who are the innovators and who are not afraid to adopt the innovations, are the ones that always come out on top, and the ones that see the most success and progress and continued growth. And so you have to constantly reinvent yourself. You have to constantly reinvent your businesses. You have to leverage technology and those innovations so that you can continue to grow and be the best, you know, the best business possible with longevity.
Absolutely.
And the longevity only comes from staying ahead of the game, staying ahead of the curve, understanding what's going on in your industry, and always being willing to adopt those technologies and those new innovations into your process.
All right. Well, hey, this is my impact partner. I let him have the last word on that. I couldn't have put it better myself. Until next time, go out there and make an impact.